Do you ever get the feeling that the ruling class, the political class, actually wake up each morning devising ways to deliberately frustrate and demoralize the rest of us? Because I do. It's like they deliberately try and provoke us, so we'll react, and then they can, slap us down even harder. How else to explain why our Prime Minister and his creepy band of grifters in cabinet would choose April 1st, April Fool's Day, to give themselves yet another big fat raise? They've given themselves 3 big fat raises, at least. Maybe I've lost count. At least 3 raises since the start of the pandemic. Do you know anyone outside of government who's received 3 raises in the last 3 years? That is a deliberate finger in the eye of everyday hardworking Canadians who don't work in government. While many of our friends, family members, colleagues, neighbors are just a couple of paychecks away from the street or relying on food banks, they're giving themselves raises on April Fool's Day? Come on, that's a provocation. It's right up there with socks being caught on multiple occasions on camera, prancing around in black minstrel attire, or being accused of groping and then calling it a valuable lesson for the rest of us. That's another finger in the eye. Well, here's another one. On Wednesday, Conservative MP Michael Barrett revealed that newly appointed interim Ethics Commissioner Martine Richard is the sister-in-law of Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominique LeBlanc. He's a veteran parliamentarian with a history of running afoul of Canada's conflict of interest laws. So let's get his sister-in-law as the Ethics Commissioner. Now, Government House Leader Mark Holland, Liberal Government House Leader Mark Holland, didn't deny the allegation. Instead, he assured that measures are in place to ensure the appointment didn't violate the rules. Finger in the eye. Wait a minute, you appointed a cabinet minister's relative to decide whether cabinet ministers, including the ethics commissioner's relative, violated ethics rules. That's a conflict of interest. Oh, but don't worry. Don't worry. We take ethics violations very seriously. Now go sit down in the corner and be quiet. Holland said the appointment makes absolute and complete logical sense. Of course it does. And that the ethical screens exist to ensure conflicts don't occur. Sound familiar? Why should we be surprised? When pressured to get to the bottom of whether the Communist Chinese have infiltrated and interfered in our elections, and to try and figure out whether CSIS had warned the Prime Minister about such interference, and if so, when and what did he do about it? The Prime Minister appoints a lifelong family friend, David Johnson, his skiing buddy, a man who conceivably could have changed the Prime Minister's diapers. He appoints him to look into it. Wait a minute, Prime Minister, that's an obvious conflict of interest. Don't worry. I take the integrity of our elections very seriously. My skiing buddy is beyond reproach. So go sit down and be quiet. Another finger in the eye. I tell you, they're trying to provoke us. So we'll react, and then they can slap us down harder.